Today we're doing the blanket stitch. With 9/0 tricuts and delicas, I usually do 3 beads per stitch. And I start from the front and to the back. And then I'll pull them tight so that way they align, as you can see here. And then I'll get the needle and I'll run it from the back to the front. You want to make sure that your thread is pulled nice and tight under that last bead. We'll pick up 3 more. Bead, again going from front to back. Again, bring the needle from the back to the front, and you just want to make sure that you pull the thread to go under that last 3rd bead. And you do this all the way through. For these smaller beads, use 3. But if you have larger beads, you can do 1, you can do 2, but the concept and the method of the stitch is the same. So for the smaller ones, I do 3. Sometimes for spacing like here, I was able to pick up 1 just to finish off the edge. But you do the same mechanics. You bead from the front to the back, and then once you get that bead through, you're gonna go ahead and bring the needle back to the front under that 1 bead and make sure that your stitch and your thread is pulled tightly. Another key thing to do is to run your needle and thread throughout all of the beads. What happens when you do this is that it makes all the beads line up. Since we're picking up 3 at a time and stitching them down, sometimes you could see that stitch kind of curve a little back and forth, but when you bead through them, it starts lining all of them up real nicely, so it looks really clean. Again, here these are 9/0 tri-cuts and I'm using a size 10 needle. I can run this through multiple times. For the delicas, you could probably run them through at least 3 times because the bead does have a larger center where you can pass through. Be real careful, make sure that you're feeling your needle go through, because what you don't want to do is try to stitch too many pass-throughs and then you end up breaking a bead. So make sure that your needle is still able to pass through very easily without a lot of tension. Once you start feeling any tension, I would try to end it there. That way you don't risk of breaking any beads. So what I like to do is right at the end is I like to pull my needle back through to the back, and you want the needle just to go right under the bead. I like to reuse a puncture hole. I like to finish my beadwork from the back to the front. I'll pull the needle through, I'll cut it. I like to burn it and melt that little piece. Use my beading needle and kind of tuck it in real nice and neat. Have a clean back. You don't see no burnt stubs, and I just think it looks real clean. So that's the blanket stitch.